Back in the office today. So I'm going to be working in here all day on some of my own pieces. Some of Gary's work on the wall. He's just finished this painting of the Story Bridge in Brisbane. I think it's Story Bridge, anyway. He's currently retouching that piece at the moment. And here's what I'm going to be working on the drawing board. So basically another inkwash. And it's in the early stages. I had to really saturate it with water just to pull some of that ink out because it was way too dark. But it's looking okay now. But basically this is the result that we're looking for. So this is another ink wash that I did probably sometime around last year. And this is going to be the new one. You can see like there's the plan drawing there. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. There's an old charcoal drawing of mine. And we got all those pieces on the wall. Really like how that guy turned out. But yep, that's what I'm going to be working on today. So let's hope I don't fuck it up. Okay, so I've been chipping away at this piece for a couple of hours now, and it's getting there. The shadows are looking a lot neater. Got a few of the darker cast shadows in there and like some of the reflected light in the flutes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll show you my setup and what I'm using. So basically I've mixed a combination of inks. So I got like a couple of different jars here. This is like my palest wash. And then this is my pale wash. And so I'm using a combination of the black ink, which was in one of these jars. And I put in a bit of red. Sanguine. And I like to do that because it just kind of warms the shadows up a little bit. If you use just straight black mixed with water, I just find it looks a little bit dull. But putting a touch of red in that just kind of gives it a bit more warmth in the shadows, and it just makes for a much more a better looking drawing, really. So I'm going to keep chipping away at this piece. I've only worked on the shadows. I've still got to do all of the half tones and sort of model all of the lights, especially like around this region here. But it's definitely getting there. So I'm going to keep at it. And then hopefully I can get around to drawing a bit of text, maybe a bit of text like on the top and on the bottom around here. I think that would look pretty good. But yeah, this drawing has had a very troubled existence, so I guess we'll just see where it goes. It's my guinea pig. So a quick update on where the drawing's at. And I think I've managed to salvage it. Those shadows are looking a whole lot better. They just look a lot more crisp, which is good. So then the next stage from here is to really kind of start working on the lights, like just getting like the turning of the lights, make it look a bit more three-dimensional. But that is going to be a job for tomorrow. since I've pretty much spent the entire day just doing the shadows. So yeah, it can wait. But it's looking good. Very happy with how it's turning out. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a stain there. That'll come out, that's just water. I got a bit of ink on the corner there, so just trying to pull that out. But that'll dry completely fine. Nothing to worry about there. And then really, the only thing that's really left to do is just kind of go over this line work, just make it a bit more visible. And yeah, just do the lights, bit of text. We're pretty much there. So that is going to be a mission for tomorrow. Okay, so I spent yesterday rendering the lights. So as you can see, that's beginning to look a lot more three-dimensional. You can kind of see some of those forms beginning to turn. So then the next stage from here is to, I think, start adding text onto the page. And I'm also gonna just refine some of that line work down there. But yeah, this is looking pretty good now. I'm actually pretty happy with where it's at. So not much more work to go now, just a little bit more and then it's finished. So I'll be posting the finished result pretty soon. Okay, so several ink washes later, and I think that this piece is basically finished. So what I did was I just kind of went over the shadows one more time, just to sort of strengthen them and get them looking a bit more crisp. So there's a bit more contrast between the lights and the darks. And did a little bit of text down there and also just refined the line work of the plan view. So that's looking pretty good. And also did some text on the top there. Bit of a wet spot because I splashed some ink on the page, but I'm just pulling that out with the sponge right now. But that should dry completely fine. But yeah, that is basically finished. I'm pretty happy with where that's at. I don't really want to keep pushing it any more than I need to. I think it's about time I move on to the next piece. So I'm going to take this off the drawing board. Well, I'm going to let it dry first, and then I'll take it off the drawing board and put a nice frame on it. But yeah, I'm glad that I got back into the ink washes. They're not easy to do, but they look very cool when you do them right. So yeah, I'm going to do another one of these. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do just yet. I'm just going to do a few sketches, and yeah, hopefully I'll move on to the next project pretty soon.